So you've got the basics of select, from, and where down pat, and you're ready to really dig into your data. Well, you're in the right place, because today we're moving beyond the essentials to unlock some seriously powerful tools for data analysis. Let's get to it.
All right, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. Take a look at this question. You need a list of all the courses that were available in 2009, but then disappeared in 2010. A simple select query can't quite get you there, can it? This is exactly the kind of problem that shows you why you need to move beyond the basics.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. Think of this as an upgrade for your SQL toolbox. We're going to add 3 powerful new tools that will help you solve problems just like that one, and a whole lot more. Okay, first up in our new toolkit are what we call set operations. This is all about combining the results from different queries. It's your key to comparing and merging entire datasets right inside SQL itself. Let's break these down because they're super simple. Union is basically your OR. It just smushes the results from query A and query B together into one big list. Intersect is your AND. It only shows you the rows that are in both lists. And then there's except. This is our secret weapon for that first question. It gives you what's in A, but not in B. And check out how clean this solution is. You just run one query to get all the courses from 2009. Then you run another for all the courses from 2010. You stick the word except right in between them, and boom. SQL does the heavy lifting and gives you the exact answer you wanted. Now, here's a super important detail you gotta know. By default, all 3 of these operators get rid of duplicates. They give you a nice, clean, unique list. But what if you want the duplicates? What if you need to see every single instance? Easy. You just add the keyword all right after the operator, like union all. That tells SQL, hey, don't worry about duplicates, just give me everything. Now for our second tool. This one tackles something you will see all the time in real-world data: messiness. Optional fields on a form, data that never got entered. It happens. In the world of SQL, these missing values have a special name: null. First things first, I want you to burn this into your brain. Null is not 0. It's not an empty space or an empty string. Null means we don't know. It's a placeholder for a value that is totally unknown. And because it's unknown, you can't really do math with it. What's 5 plus I don't know? Well, the answer is I still don't know. The answer is null. Okay, I am about to save you from hours of future frustration. This right here is the #1 mistake pretty much everyone makes when they start working with null. You can't use an equals sign. You can't ask if an unknown value is equal to another unknown value. The database just can't answer that. So instead, SQL gives us a special way to ask is null and is not null. This really gets to the heart of the null mystery. Anytime you try to compare anything to null, the database doesn't say true and it doesn't say false. It just throws up its hands and says unknown. And this leads to a completely different way of thinking that we call 3-valued logic. So how does this actually play out? Well, in SQL logic, you've got true, false, and this new one, unknown. Look at the table. If you have true or unknown, the result is true because, hey, one part is already true, so that's good enough. But if you have true and unknown, the result is unknown. Now here's the most important takeaway. Your where clause treats unknown the exact same way it treats false. It filters that row out, period. All right, on to our third and final tool set for today. This is all about summarizing data. See, so far, we've only been dealing with individual rows. But the real power of data analysis comes from seeing the big picture, the bird's eye view. And that's exactly what aggregate functions let us do. These 5 right here are the workhorses of SQL data summary. They each take a whole column of values and just boil it down to a single useful number. You've got average for average, sum to add them all up, min and max to find the highest and lowest values, and count to just, count how many there are. So here's a classic, simple example. We want to find the average salary for instructors in the computer science department. SQL scans all those salaries, does the math, and gives us back one number. It's useful, sure, but we can do so much better. But what if you wanted to know the average salary for every single department all at once? This is where aggregates become truly amazing. We can combine them with a power duo of clauses, group by and having. And here's where the magic happens. By adding that little line, group by dep name, we're telling SQL, hey, don't just give me one average for everyone. Run that AVG function separately for each department.
And instead of one number, you get this beautiful summary table showing the average salary for every single department. Game changer.
Okay, this is awesome. But you know what the very next question is, right? Now that we have this cool summary, how do we filter it? For instance, how could we find only the departments where that average salary is, say, over $42,000? And the answer is the having clause. It was literally designed for this one job. It's like a where clause, but it doesn't filter individual rows. It filters the summarized groups that you just created. Let's see how it all fits together. We select the departments and the average salary. Then we group by department to create those summary groups. And then, at the very end, we use having to filter those groups, telling SQL we only want to see the ones where the average salary is greater than $42,000.
This distinction is so important, and it trips up a lot of people. Think of it this way. Where filters the raw data. It kicks rows out before any grouping even happens. Having filters the results after all the grouping and summarizing is done. They work at totally different stages of the query. So let's recap what we've just packed into your SQL toolbox. You can now combine and compare the results of entire queries using set operators. You know how to properly handle missing data with is null, and you can turn thousands of rows into clean summaries with aggregates, group by, and having.
You've really changed the game here. You're not just retrieving rows anymore. You're truly analyzing your data. So the only real question left is, with all these new tools at your disposal, what new questions are you gonna ask?